Yo, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yehovah Yehoshua. This is sounds from YYBY. So why and how I use compressor, a limiter, and an EQ recording through. All right, so the reason why I do it that way, because one, it gives the artist, more confidence and more energy when they hearing their vocals sound a certain way. But this is the thing. The compressor part, I don't put heavy compressor on it, compression on it. It's very light compression. It's very light compression to where it controls certain peaks and everything. Now, as far as the EQ perspective, excuse me, damn. Now, as far as the EQ perspective, it's like sometimes you have artists, who have very like high pitched voices. So sometimes I might bring a little bit of the boost down on the highs. So when they come in, they don't sound that way, because sometimes they might have a lot of when they have a very pitchy vocals, the S's has a tendency of just don't sound right, especially based on what mic you have, because every mic EQ different. So some mics have a lot of highs, some mids, lows, stuff like that, right? So you gotta listen to your mic first. But if an artist have a very, very deep voice, sometimes I might raise just a little tad bit boost on the EQ. So when it comes in, it's an enjoyable, they can listen to it. So vice versa, like I say, with the artists with the squeaky voice or whatever they sound. So I sit back and do a mic check. So based on how they sound, I either use EQ or don't, just a little tad bit. It's small, subtle tweaks, and with the compressor, don't light compression. Do not boost it crazy and all that, especially like in Studio One, because if you put it on the input, once it go through, it's done. You gotta record it over. So now I know everybody like, why the hell this guy use a limiter on the track? So now I believe in letting the artist be creative. If you want to get loud, get loud. If you want to get low. Whatever the vibe is, come closer, come back, stuff like that. Whatever it is that makes sense. Okay. So sometimes based on my mic setting, the volume, I normally have it like around 9 dB, in that area. But sometimes artists get a moment where they get loud, they get very aggressive, and it shoots up. And then when it shoots up, it peaks. So what I do, I have this threshold on this limiter set at -5 dB or 3 dB. So the whole time, long as it's jumping in this area, the limiter won't touch it. But as soon as it get to that threshold of 5 dB or 3 dB, the limiter kind of like chop the little edge of it a little bit, like control the little frequencies at the top, and it make actually sound good. Now, if you crank this all the way down like this, then you're gonna take the hell life away from the music. It won't sound good. But what it does, it kind of chops a little bit of it so it don't jump up, so it don't peak. It stops it from peaking on the input. So now you got a take that you don't have to do over. You can just keep that take. Some people agree with that, some people don't, but just try it. When a vocals shoot up, it have it looking like sometimes like this right here. It kind of like, chop it a little bit, control those frequencies or whatever. And when you play it back, it sound pretty decent, man. That's all I'm saying. So everybody got their different styles of how they do it, but I wasn't always doing it that way. As I learned more about music and everything and studying and read and all that, I just got better and better with it. Prime example, I record with a gate. Now with a gate, you could if you said it wrong, you could damage your vocals. You could chop people vocals off and everything. The reason why I record with a gate through the gate is because the audio files be like this in the middle. It don't be no noise right here. There's no noise. So when it's time for me to mix, I don't have to do so much work, taking that sound out. And then on top of that, sometimes when you have a gate turned off, let me see, y'all might can hear it. Let me see. Let's turn this gate off. No, I can't hear it right now. But if I turn this gate off, you hear shh, like white noise. Because that's the volume of the mic. Some people say even sometimes when your volume is low or at a decent level, you still can hear a little of that noise. Don't get me wrong. You still can hear a little bit of it. It's still white noise. It's still there. Even if your mic is down low. If you turn your mic up too loud, you definitely going to hear it. You will hear it all day. And you don't want that sound. So sometimes people don't want to hear all that in their headphones. It sounds good when it's just completely quiet. So when I turn that gate on, that gate make it just sound so quiet in the headphones, and then when they speak, it just opens up. But it had to be set a proper way for artists, all artists. So I do it very light. So the whole reason why I do it, not to cut the artist's vocals off, but when they stop, all this in the middle is nothing there. So sometimes that's good. I like to have clean takes like that, just in case I'm dealing with an artist that say, hey, well, I want to record these verses and I want you to send these stems to another engineer. Well, when the engineer receive those stems, they already sound pretty clean and decent. That can actually make it easy for the engineer to get his job done. That's the whole reason why I do things. But again, everybody do things different. If you have any questions or, any opinions or anything, talk to me respectfully. This is YYBY. Peace.